Welcome. It's an overcast Saturday afternoon here in Oklahoma City. It seems like most of the time I do these recordings, it's overcast. I want to talk a little bit about something different with the Francis Tuttle Cisco Security program. I have not been requiring books. I am going to start requiring books. I think it will facilitate your getting your certifications, and that's really the goal. Um, the first one is for the Linux Essentials. This is actually under the Creative Commons. You can actually download the PDF, or you can actually buy the hard copy of the book. It's actually also in HTML format, so you can actually access it on the web. I didn't mention we probably are going to do one for the IT Essentials also. However, that has not come out yet. That's probably not going to come out for another couple of months. The web-based content, and I want to figure out the best book to have you use. Next book is actually going to be for the first two CCNA classes, Introduction to Networking and Routing and Switching Essentials. Rather than have you buy the books that are associated with the individual classes, I'm going to have you buy the official cert guide for the CCENT, the Cisco Certified Entry-Level Network Technician. There's a number of reasons for this. One, it presents material in a little bit different way than the web content. I think that helps some people get a little different perspective on the content. The other thing is this comes with a really good set of practice exams, and I will deal with that in another video. You also either can buy it with an ebook, and or you can actually purchase one separately. If you've got the hard copy book, the hardback book, you can actually get the web ebook for about 70% off. So it's about the same if you buy it as a bundle or if you buy the ebook later. I'm going to talk about how to access some of those resources that are available on Pearson sites. For CCNA 3 and 4, for the routing and switching core capstone, or I'm sorry, not core, the routing and switching capstone. It's the ICND 2 certification guide. Very similar, has all the same features. The CCNA Security, again, we're going to go with the cert guide. Has all the same features I'm going to talk about here in a minute. The CyberOps is a little bit different. This is actually a 2-book set. The first one is for the Security Fundamentals test. The second is for the Cyber Security Ops. I strongly recommend getting these. The curriculum's pretty good, but this starts filling out some of the pieces that are not there. I'm going to talk about some of the other resources in another video, particularly IT Pro, that will help you look at some of the things that just are not available. Specifically looking at some of the higher end Cisco tools like AMP, the anti-malware protection, the firepower security system that are thousands and thousands of dollars that we just don't have. The network security, again, is going to be from Pearson. I'm going to recommend the academic edition. It does come with the ebook and the practice tests also already. Once you get your books, you're going to want to register them. It's a little bit confusing. Pearson has a number of sites. To register your books, you want to go to pearsonitcertification.com. I will have this link on, or all the links actually, out on the canvas on the Francis Tuttle Cisco Security Program course. Once you get ready to start registering it, you need both the ISBN number and the book, and I'll show you why. You need to go in and create an account, unless you already have one, and then at that point all you have to do is sign in. You go to the back of the book, and if you'll notice the barcode at the bottom, there's a little glare on that, but there's actually some ICNB, I'm trying to confuse this with the test for Cisco, ISBN, the international book number. You'll need that number. You'll put it in your account. You'll go to the account and you will enter the digital product voucher there. You will also need the book. Once you enter a ISBN, they will ask you for some kind of verification. Usually it's something like in figure 148, what is the last word in the title, which would be subnet. And once you do that, then it'll verify that. Also be very careful when you are buying used books to make sure that they have not been opened. In the back of the book, there will be a CD sheath or envelope. There'll be a CD. There's also, and you can see it there, there's an access code. That is required for you to have access to the practice test. It can only be used once. So if you buy a used book and somebody's already used it, you're out of luck. Once you go in and register, you'll see the digital purchases. You'll notice you can get, if you got the ebook, you can download it in different formats, either in a PDF or suitable for a Kindle or EPUB. You'll also be able to download and install the practice test software. But I really recommend using that online practice test version. There's also some additional bonus content for these different books, and I'll show you that here in a minute. This is the one for the Security Plus. Notice you can access your practice engine. There's some real world scenarios. One of the things, there's some updates and errata if you need those. You can access your online practice test. If you want to go to that site directly, you can go to pearsonontestprep.com. You'll need to set up an account. This is what it looks like once you get in. You will take that access code. That was actually, if you notice that activate new product, you click that, it will pop up this window. You'll enter your code, and now you'll have access to your resources. This is where you access your ebook. That's what it looks like in PDF format. The exams. Again, we also have access through IT Pro to the Kaplan practice test software. I strongly recommend using the Pearson to study for a couple of reasons. I think the questions are better, number one. Number two, you can be a lot more granular in your study. I'm going to talk about that in the practice test video. Basically, we want to optimize the return on investment of your time that you spend studying. We want to make sure that you're studying the things you don't know rather than spending a lot of time on the things you do know. Next time, we'll do how to get the most out of your practice exams. I am going to take just a minute to show you that bonus content. Products. Let's go down to the Security Plus. These are the real world scenarios, and each of these has a lab that's associated with it, or one or two. It also usually they have a video. I'm probably going to put these labs, embed them, and I haven't done that. That's for next month. I'm going to embed these labs as optional. For the most part, labs for you to do. If you get lost, if you've registered your book, you can come here and watch a video on how to actually perform the lab. They also have some simulations. I haven't played with these. Basically, you drag and drop, that kind of stuff, and it'll show you the solutions. But again, I'll probably not put all these HTMLs and MP4s in here. You'll need to get that from here. There's some copyright issues that I don't want to get into, and if I would put them out on our server. There's some study resources, some review questions, practice tests, flashcards, glossary, some resources. One of the other nice things I did not mention about the, let's go back, did not mention about this is when you take your practice exams, actually, let me go to history. You go to history, you can go back to all your practice tests and then review them. And if you missed a question, for example, notice this is, you go in, it'll tell you you're wrong. It'll tell you what chapter in the book explains the question. Uh, it does a really good job of explaining um, why the answer is what it is, but you can also go in and go ahead and click in. Unfortunately, it does not go directly to the location in the ebook. That's one downside. You've got to go to chapter 7. But it does make a very good study tool. That's one of the reasons I advise you to start with this and then come back with the Kaplan. And again, on the next video, I'm going to talk about how to do that and optimize your time. All righty. Thank you, and I hope to hear from you next time.